Hello, welcome to the Durham Fair 2019. Since the pandemic canceled the fair this year, we're going to be diving into my home movies and revisit last year's fair. And we're going to start in the souvenir barn. You get various cups, mugs, there's some Christmas ornaments over there, shirts, sweaters, hats, posters, magnets, stickers. I believe we are currently buying a sweater and a hat. I've got cups and stickers from last year. Now we're on the way to the Barnyard, passing all the food vendors, the barbecue, popcorn, lamb chowder, Lebanese food, giant turkey legs, steak sandwiches we just passed. Alright, we're in the Barnyard. Poultry, rabbit, sheep, and swine. If you see on the right, there's a sheep being sheared. On the left, we got some more sheep. On the right, there's actually pigs or swine. Some little piggies. Now we're moving on over to the poultry. Various birds. Some of the food I'd missed. Kind of reminds me of the giant hickory smoked turkey legs. We missed the shish kebabs, we missed the burgers and sliders, the butterfly fries. I've got fried mushrooms, fried clams, fried shrimp, curly fries, potato skins, fried Oreos. Hey, there's that turkey leg. The turkey tongue. See that tongue wagging? That's why I zoomed in on that. Alright, now we're heading over to the rabbits. I saw this rabbit standing up, Lyle. I don't see a price tag on him. It's cool, sometimes you can actually see a price tag. I'm not sure if they just sell it to any regular person, but if you knew what you were doing, you could probably buy that rabbit. Alright, we're going to come up on another pretty looking rabbit. So 2020, unfortunately, had to call off the fair. This is only the 5th time in history they had to call it off. They had to call it off 3 times in World War II, once for the hurricane in 1938. But besides that, it's been running continuously since 1916. Now we are going to be skipping the Cow Palace today. Unfortunately, you're not going to see the row of cows faced away from us, seeing their tails wag. All the cowboys sitting around watching us. Unfortunately, we're skipping the Cow Palace. This is an American rabbit breeders poster, all the breeds. We're coming up on this water garden across the way. I can't make out the sign, but it seems like this is a company in North Haven or New Haven. They do a really good job. They change up this water garden every year a little bit. Alright, we're moving into the Discovery Center. Fiber, goats, and llamas. Here's some educational exhibits. You see the Wesleyan Potters over there. It says they're going to talk about pottery, weaving, and metalsmithing. There was a 100th Durham Fair anniversary display. Here's the llamas. You can see they were freshly sheared. There's the llama show ring. The llamas are mostly used for their hair, rope, and clothes. Some llamas just hanging out. According to the internet, it says their hides have been used to make sandals, their meat has been dried and consumed for nourishment, even dung is used for fire and warmth. Thanks, llamas. Alright, here's a pretty silly llama looking at us. Alright, we're heading over towards the goats. I mentioned we passed the 100th anniversary Durham Fair display, because this was the 100th anniversary in 2019. If you do the math, it started in 1916, took off 4 years, and so 2019 with 100th anniversary. Some goats eating hay. Now once we leave the Discovery Center, we're going to start walking around up the hill. I always think of Durham Fair as the one with a lot of hills. It's not too bad. Very first hill, I'm not sure if it's cruelly named. It's called Easy Street. You walk up that. Luckily, there's actually a shortcut. You walk up, seems like halfway, or 2/3 of the way up, and you make a right and look at the big pumpkins. It's kind of a shortcut. You don't have to walk all the way up the hill. We're passing straight ahead. This is the Knights of Columbus. They do steamed cheeseburgers, hot dogs. Past the cotton candy place, caramel apples, popcorn. Here's the hill. Now we're going to go into the pavilion and look at the giant pumpkins. Now, from what I see, according to my video, the largest pumpkin was 1,769 pounds. I was looking at the Facebook for Durham Fair, and they still did weigh-ins for the fair, and record-setting pumpkin this year, 1,931 pounds. Here's some gourds, giant watermelons. If you look at the very top, these long gourds, really strange. Somebody's carving into a pumpkin. Some Christmas trees. Alright, we're going to head into the flowers and horticulture. Really pretty flowers, really great photo opportunities. We're coming up on some hydrangeas that are perfectly blue. Must have a low pH. Everybody likes to talk about the pH for the hydrangea color. pH stands for potential of hydrogen. Thanks, Internet. Alright, we're headed out towards Volunteer Way. Bunch of food vendors. Of course, fun fact about the Durham Fair, it is 100% run by volunteers. We're now in President's Hall. Baking, canning, fruits and vegetables. There's some peppers. There's some mini pumpkins that are designed like little Dunkin' Donuts. We're going to be passing by some raspberries with a lot of fruit flies there. Apples, every one of these are the blue ribbons. There's some cabbages, turnips, carrots, green beans, gourds, some giant sunflowers here. Potatoes, peppers, tomatoes. We got cucumbers, onions, some herbs. And I believe these are ornamental peppers. I looked up if you can eat them. You can eat them, but they say they don't taste very good. Alright, going to the baking. There was a lot of cakes and a lot of cookies that reference the 100th anniversary. We're just checking out the refrigerated baking case. Looking at the canning, various vegetables and fruits canned away. Alright, now we're heading up Broadway. A lot of food vendors we're going to be missing here. There's pulled pork, lime rickeys at the Middlefield Republicans. Middlefield Volunteer Fire Department has bread bowls with chowder and kielbasa on rye, long hot dogs. We're headed towards the Big Donut. Now let's say famous. It's one thing you got to go to the Durham Fair for is the Big Donut. Alright, heading back down. So there's apple crisps. There's kebabs, there's gyros or gyros. We're currently stopped at the Lions. I think we stopped to get a hot dog here. They've also got sausage and peppers, mini donuts. Across the streets of Portland Volunteer Fire Department, they got fresh cut fries. All right, we're heading down 2nd Street. There's the World Best Sundae. We're going to stop by this place, this candy place, for some fudge. Once we leave, if you look to the right, there's going to be some lobster rolls, lobster bisque. There's a Mexican place. There's a bloomin' onion place. All right, we're going to head in towards the needlework building. There's some really cool, high-quality stuff in here. Once we go a little bit further down the line, you're going to see these projects made out of the ribbons themselves. They must have won so many times, they're just making projects out of them now. A fun fact about this building, the Needlework building was used as a practice court for the Durham High School basketball team while they were building their gymnasium. I didn't see exactly when that was. Could have been in the 30s for all I know. Seems a little small for a basketball court. Here's the Court of Honor, the big winners. Alright, we're about to go back out. We're going to miss all the food, so before we miss it, just to be clear, we're going to see a bloomin' onion place, a barbecue roast beef. I went there before, it's pretty good. Poutine, haven't tried the fair poutine. Chompers, Italian sausage. Dell's frozen lemonade is going to be on the right. So there's the bloomin' onion. There's the Italian sausage. There's a slush place up at front. Smoothies. Across the way you might see Chompers. There's fried dough. I think we just passed fried Twinkies. Curly fries. There's the hot grinders. Oven-baked hot grinders. There's the bench warmers. Let's see, what does they got? The bench warmers got charbroiled hot dogs, hamburgers, beef stew, cinnamon. What is it? Cinnamon stand? Okay. There's a cinnamon stand. Now this is a lobster roll place. Jay's Crab Shack. They got clam strips, lobster rolls. Okay, we're in the Creative Arts building now. Art, collections, crafts, and photography. If you've been paying attention to the road names, the road we walked on was called Creative Arts Way, which makes sense. This is the Creative Arts building. But in 2018, it was called Blue Devil Way. From what I've found, Blue Devil could either mean a sedative, or maybe it's a head gasket sealer. We may never know. We got to the fair about midday. If we would have stayed later, we could have seen the country music act Big and Rich. The Durham Fair does have some relatively major acts from time to time. A few years ago, Pat Benatar showed up and shut down all the roads. There was so much traffic. Okay, some things that we are going to be skipping is the crafts tent and the commercial building. I think of them about the same. If I went in there, maybe I would have bought some beef jerky. I could have saw some new vacuum cleaners. I always see those gutter protectors, like the gutter guards to keep the leaves out. Maybe the hot tubs. I wasn't in the market for any of those things. I rarely am. And so I decided to skip it. Alright, we're making a churro break. Now these churros were excellent. One, they were fresh. They also gave us like 6 of them. 6 full-size, like foot-long churros. There was some kind of dipping sauce that I don't think anybody used. But, we struggled to finish them off. That was way too many churros. Thanks to the churro place. Alright, the midway. Let's get in line to stand in more lines. Alright, the first ride we're going to go on is called Rockstar. This sort of ride's been around since I've been a kid. But this one's a little different. When this one goes to the very top and slows down, the seats kind of tilt forwards. Mine didn't do that when I was a kid. Alright, we survived Rockstar. Now we're going to make our way over to Vertigo. No, not the movie by Alfred Hitchcock. Not the song by U2. But the ride by Arm Rides. The only reason I know that is that I wanted to make sure what the name of Rockstar was, and I found it at armrides.com, which if you want to buy it, go to that website. And they have this same ride, Vertigo, as well. Same company makes it. I see this at most fairs nowadays. Now we're going to head over towards the roller coaster. This seems to be here every year now. It's very similar to the one in the Big E. There's 2 of them like this at the Big E. This roller coaster reminds me of the Wildcat. This does seem to be the improved model. As you can see, the sun is starting to go down. There's the commercial building to the far right. Oh, there it is, kind of straight ahead. Oh, gotta take a break. Reminds me of the famous Simpsons line, "Hey, this looks fun. A bench." You've been walking all day, the fun becomes a mission, a quest for fun. Well, the roller coaster was so much fun we just had to do it again. Gotta buy more tickets. The roller coaster is a 6-ticket ride. Now the tickets themselves are technically $1 each. You can buy a 40-pack for $30 or 25 tickets for $20. It's basically a $6 roller coaster ride. Since we rode twice, I'd say it's worth it. Alright, with all of our rides ridden, we're going to walk down the midway and try to find a game to play. The strategy we always do is look for something we actually want to win. Some of our favorite games have horrible toys. Forget it, we're not going to play it. We don't want a toy that we're never going to play with. And we have found a game that we do love. We love the water gun game. I won, if you didn't notice that. And we won, looks like a husky. Go Huskies. And continuing down the midway, we're going to finish out our day with some wood-fired pizza. Sadly, I turned the camera off a little too soon, so I'm going to throw in some extra footage here. There's going to be some 2016 footage of the wood-fired pizza place. There it is. I'll take that one. Thank you. Alright. Now, before we left, I was eating the pizza and I saw a drone flying around. Using my camcorder zoom, I zoomed in on it and found it. Now, when I zoom out, you can barely see it, but there's 2 army guys controlling it. And it's not that far away from them. It's not that high in the sky relative to where they are. But relative to me, it's pretty high up there. Alright. That is the end of my footage. I want to thank you for watching this. I can't wait to see the Durham Fair 2021.